Have you ever been so tired in the morning you just couldn't get yourself motivated and just need a little extra boost? Well, coffee is a great cure for that. So I will be showing you how to make a pot of coffee, starting with this awesome machine here. The cool thing about coffee machines is there's so many different varieties. There's ones like this where you make them out of the whole beans. There's ones where you make it out of the grinds, where it's the whole beans grinded up. And then there's fancy ones that make fancy lattes and cappuccinos and whatnot. And there's also the basic ones which is Keurig, which you guys all know of. Anyway, this machine is going to be based on, like I said, the whole coffee beans. So first you're going to need to gather your materials. So you're going to have your coffee beans and then water, obviously, that you're going to fill into this pot here. And then after the coffee's all done, you're going to have your milk or whatever, satisfies your needs. Anyway, so to start off, the step number one is you're going to make sure your coffee machine's clean. In this case it is, because I didn't just make a fresh batch of coffee. So you're going to come over here, you're going to get the pot of coffee, you're going to take the lid off, and you're going to come over and fill it up with water over here. So as it takes a little while to fill. So I'm probably just going to make 6 cups. It holds 12 cups, but because of the time frame, just want to fill it all the way to the top ledge of the coffee pot, just like that. And then when it's filled up, there's going to be this black flap on the top of the machine right here, where you're just going to want to pour in very smoothly, at least as smooth as you can, without making a complete mess. And just going to pour all 12 cups of water. You can see on this gauge here on the side, it tells you the different amounts of coffee or the water that you're putting in there. The amount of coffee all depends on how many cups you want to make. In this case, I'm making 12, so I'm going to fill the water up all the way to 12. I'm going to shut the lid here, put the lid onto the pot here, and then you put it in here. And then for the next step, you're going to want to add the beans. In this case, the beans will go up here, where you can see there's already some from the last time of making. So I'm just going to pour in until it's full enough to at least be able to shut the lid still. I'm going to kind of smooth them out here. Level it off. Whoops. Alright, and then you're going to put this lid on there. Seal up the beans. Okay, so the beans are in there, the water is now in there. And the cool thing about this machine is that you don't have to put a certain amount of beans. It's not going to grind all these up. It's just going to grind the amount of water that you put in there, which brings me to the controls in the front. You have the grind control, which you set to the amount of cups that you're going to be grinding for. So in this case, it'd be 12. And then the strength control, see up here, it'll have mild, medium, and strong. Well, it already makes it really, really strong, so I'm just going to go and put it on medium. So, and then the cool thing is that you can set it to a certain time limit. So say you want to make it in the morning, you don't necessarily want to get up in the morning extra early to make the coffee because it takes about 5 minutes. You probably want that for some extra sleep. So you're going to come over here and you're going to push program after you set your amount of hours and minute buttons here. So if you want to set it for like 6:30 in the morning, which it's already set at 6:30 because that's what time I set it for. So you're going to push hour and minute until you get to there, and then you push the program button, and you can see as I hold it down it says 6:30. So it is programmed, and then in 6:30 in the morning it's going to go ahead and grind, and you're going to have your fresh cup of coffee. In this case, we're going to go ahead and we'll shut the program off so you can see how it grinds. Okay. And we're going to go push start here. It's going to be a little noisy because it's going to grind the beans. All the grinds are going to be going into a cup that's in this little shelf unit. That there's a button on the side here that you will press, but I'll show you that during the cleaning process. So now it's going to go ahead and brew, and it's going to use the coffee, or it's going to use the water to brew the beans. Alright, so the coffee is now done. It beeped saying that it's done. So now you have this whole 12 cup of coffee made. Really hot. So now what you're going to do is you're going to pick the desired mug. In this case, I have a mug over here that is picked a normal mug. And I don't put any creamer or sugar in there. I think it just ruins it. but plus I have a lot of food allergies. Anyway, so I'm going to have this unsweetened vanilla almond milk that I'm going to just tame the coffee in there because obviously I don't want it black all the time. I do drink black coffee, but not all the time. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and pour just until the desired amount. It's kind of just depends on who's drinking it. Just how much you want to put in there. So I have my milk in the mug, and I'm going to bring the coffee over here and just fill it up. Yummy, delicious coffee. Okay, and then when that's filled up, you can put it back into here where you're actually going to, and you can fill your mug up as much as you want during the day. Alright, so now that you have your coffee made and into the desired coffee mug with your add-ins like the creamer, sugar, or milk like I did, you're going to want to clean the machine now. And sometimes you want to just let it cool down a little bit so you don't burn yourself cleaning it out. Well, since I just made a fresh pot of coffee, I'm not about to get rid of all this coffee. I'll just drink it throughout the evening and save some for the morning. So I'm going to take out the coffee pot so that I don't dump that out. You would actually, if this was empty and you drank all your coffee, you would actually want to rinse it out so you don't have any excess coffee in there for the next batch. But right now, for time, you're going to want to push this silver button here at the side, which will release the door. You can see some steam because it's really hot. I'm going to lift up this cup container thing. I'm going to come over to the sink and rinse off the compartment. So just set that over to the side, and you'll see in this little tray-like thing, rinse that out. And then you're going to have these coffee beans right here that they just got freshly brewed, so they're extremely hot. I'm going to go ahead and just dump them into the trash can. And then you'll see there's some excess coffee grinds in there, so you're just going to rinse that out for the next time around. Just kind of put my hand in there and rinse that out. So once that's all completed, I'm going to go ahead and put this back into that compartment, put the lid on that, and then I'm going to come over to the machine and put it back into the little slots hanging on the inside of the door. I'm going to close this until it latches. And then you're going to want to put the coffee pot, which you would have empty at that time and rinsed out as well, back in place, and you're all set for the next time. And that's how you make a pot of coffee. So anytime that you need the extra energy in the morning or to get you going throughout the day, or even just a little soothing beverage to have in the evening, coffee is a great way to go. Thank you.